Alright, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the drop shadow tool in Illustrator. So I'm going to open up Illustrator and I will open up the penguin and show you functionally on the penguin. Okay, so here's the penguin. Now, so here's all my penguin right here created. If I go down below the penguin, so that's above layer 1, I'm going to add a new layer. Okay, so the main drop shadow that's down here, alright, I want to create an object so that drop shadow is there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is on this new layer, I'm going to create a white oval with no outline. It's going to make sure it's the same color as the background, which is white, and I'll make it the same size as the shadow. Alright, I'm going to take this object and I'll put it behind my actual creation and a little bit above. And when I make a drop shadow, it's going to just drop right down into this area. Okay, so there's my oval. You can't really see it, of course, because it's the same color as the background. I'm going to go to Effects, Stylize, Drop Shadow. Drop Shadow menu comes up. I'm going to slide it to the side, and I'm going to check the preview box. Okay, now I can see the drop shadow there. Now, of course, that drop shadow is not in the right place, so I'm going to use the offset. I'm going to make sure that the X offset is on 0, so it lines up left and right, just like the x-axis in mathematics. And I'm going to increase this Y drop down, and it's moving down. Oh, my preview is not checked anymore. There it is. All right, so just going to kind of move that until it kind of falls right in the same place as this one. All right, now the only problem is the shadow is way too dark, so I'm going to go to opacity, and I'm going to lower it a little by little until it matches the color there. Okay, so there's that opacity. And I will click OK. And there's that shadow. All right, so there's the drop shadow. Now, once I go inside of my object, so I can lock that, let's start with the body. I can click the body, and I'm going to go to Effects, Stylize Drop Shadow, click Preview. See how the drop shadow gives me the whole body. All right, I'm going to bring that back up. I actually need, let me cancel this one. I actually need it to be on the stomach. Let's go. See this little shadow here? I'm trying to figure out which one it is, and I think it's the stomach. If I make a drop shadow on the stomach, Effect, Stylize, Drop Shadow, Preview, and I'll move that offset down. Good, and let's bring that opacity back up. See it? There it is. Got that little dark shadow there. Hit OK. And we got that little shadow there. So there, it looks pretty good. Now you also see a drop shadow on the eyes and the beak, and there's a little bit here inside the feet. So I'm just gonna take my time and go to Stylize Drop Shadow. Each time with this, I want to make sure I select the preview tool, and then I want to play with those to make sure they look the way they're supposed to look. So there it is. I'm just going a little bit down, and I get that shadow in the right place, lower the opacity, and I can also increase the blur of this as well. There's that. Hit OK. Do the same thing on that one. object, cancel. I want to make sure I click the foot. All right, and I will also do the beak and the main part of the eyes, and I'll have the shadow down here. So that's, the main part. That will be the finishing touches as far as the drop shadow goes. Okay.